There we go. Welcome back. Coming back off deck. We have people on deck getting ready to come like you. Welcome back.
No problem.
The next guest is the CEO and co-founder of the Harlem Girls Incorporated.
Yes, yes.
And joins us for a look at her book and their work in the community. We appreciate Pache Felton to the show. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now, you always have a number of people. You have people that work with you, like Elaine Saunders, co-founder, Harlem Girls Incorporated. Oh, she couldn't make it today.
Right, that's my sister.
She was here once before, though.
Yes, that's my sister, / business partner, / right hand.
We have some lookalikes in the house.
Yes,
though.
yes, we do.
Tell us about your organization.
Well, Harlem Girls Inc. was birthed from an idea Elaine and I had. We were both born and raised in Harlem. We currently now live in Jersey, but we're Harlem girls at heart. Yeah. And we were talking about how kids these days don't have certain opportunities that we wish we had to move them further along in life. Mm-hmm. So Harlem Girls Inc., we're gonna have seminars. We'll have courses on entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. Hence the shirt. We have Harlem swag that we thought of.
I like that.
It's incorporated with all the milestones and great places, historical places in Harlem. Mm-hmm. And there's a certain vibe in Harlem. Harlem pretty much recognizes Harlem. And what we want to do with Harlem Girls Inc. is reach back to those inner city youth and give them opportunities that we didn't have to kind of bring them along.
I like that. When did you guys start this? Because I
pretty much about a month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
A month and a half, we pretty much been on the road.
You started this a month ago? I thought
Yes.
you've been in for a couple of years.
No, that's EMS Methods.
That's the end.
Which is the nonprofit
So the last time you guys
organization.
came, it was, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay,
So that's it's two separate
So this
organizations.
is a brand new baby boy or girl.
Yes, it's a brand new baby
Yeah.
that we're birthing, and like I stated before, to bring others along.
That's good.
And give them opportunities and let them know that there is another way out. Like I, for myself, born and raised in Harlem. Had I had certain opportunities, I believe I would be much further on in life. Yeah. I think I would have stayed in school instead of dropping out of school. I dropped out and went back to obtain my BA and my master's. Mm-hmm. So it works, it's personal for me.
Now you're a master at work.
Yes, I am, with God's grace.
Yeah, that's right. So, but you guys got together and you sat and kicked it back and forth and said, let's do this.
Yes.
How did it happen?
We pretty much think alike, and she'll have an idea, and I'll say, okay,
oh, no,
how
you
can
think
we execute?
Like oh, no.
Yes, or I'll have an idea, and she says, okay, let's how to execute.
Yeah.
So there's no jealousy involved. We're not combative. We just, okay, how can this work? And both
so
our
she's the person that steps up and says, let's how do we get this working? Action, not a bag of mouth.
Right.
We're not just going to talk about this. We're going to do this.
Right, and we'll sit down, we'll shoot ideas back and forth. She'll wake me up, I'll wake her up, and I have to get this idea out, and now I have to get this idea
that's
out.
good.
And we sit down
to
and
have
we
a person
brainstorm.
to bounce off of like
and
that.
that's what we have. We sit down and we brainstorm and figure out the best way to make things come to life.
So, did you guys? She's very much involved in your book.
Absolutely. We wrote it together.
All right.
So Broken to Beautiful is basically our life histories, things we've been through in life, and picking up the broken pieces of our life. So it's a how-to book.
Broken to Beautiful.
Right. So it's a how-to book. So I'm telling my story from my perspective, and she's telling her story from her perspective. Things she went through growing up and things I have went through growing up. For instance, one part is basically when I was born, the day I was born, my father was murdered.
Oh, my God.
So it's how do you move on from that, growing up without a father figure in a female-dominant family. So that's one part of it. So I speak from my issues, my broken issues of life, and she speaks from her broken issues of life and how we moved on from those broken pieces and turn it into beautiful. And by sharing this story, we hope that it will inspire and empower others to not be afraid to tell your story. Don't be afraid to tell your story, because our broken pieces is pretty much what makes us, if we embrace them.
And pardon me for mentioning mine, but mine has something like that. The first book that I wrote, 7 Ways to Make the Grade.
Okay.
It deals with it's a autobiographical, motivational, inspirational type of book, but it deals with that. Some of the things I've been through, how I got out of it, you know. So yeah, I can feel what you're saying.
And you'd be surprised how many, once you tell your story, people are like, wow.
Yeah.
And it gives them a sense of comfortability. They don't have to be afraid. And it kind of, you don't have to be afraid.
Because
and there's no
everybody
fear.
goes through something, so
right.
they can see how you went through it and how you got out of it and how you coped with it. You know, whether or not you had to get therapy for it. Or not,
Right. So our wish is by telling our story that it would reach somebody and speak to their hearts to help them to say, okay, you can take these steps.
Yeah, that's important.
You're
touching lives.
Right,
You're going to touch somebody.
It's always about moving forward in
Yeah.
life. So that's basically what we're trying to do.
So you can get the book, Barnes & Nobles, iTunes.
Not yet. Right now we're doing pre-orders at movingforward.harlemgirls. You have
Let's
it?
see if I have it in here. Oh, I
Is
got it right here.
Yeah.
Moving forward, dot Harlem Girls for
Forever.
number 4.
Forever.com.
.com.
Correct. So those are the pre-orders that we're doing now.
Pre-order.
Yes.
Last word.
Last word,
Yeah.
believe in yourself and be your best you.
From your organization, give
From
me
our
your
own-
organization, all that stuff.
Harlem Girls Inc. There's more in you. EMS methods, empower, motivate, and succeed.
All right. So you and Elaine putting it together.
Absolutely.
All right. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Website, one more time.
Website, www.harlemgirlsforever.com.
Thank you so much.
Email, harlemgirlsforever@gmail.com.
Pache. How'd you get the name, Pache?
My mother thought of it. That's all I can tell you.
And it means?
It absolutely means nothing. I had a French teacher literally argue with me and told me that my name meant something.
It does. Let's give it a meaning. Pache, everybody.
Purpose.
Motivational, inspirational.
Purpose.
Yeah, purpose.
Purpose. That
Gratitude,
would be
all that
me.
stuff.
Yes.
Co-founder, Harlem Girls Incorporated. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Unfortunately, it's time to go. That's all we have for today's show. I'd like to thank all of our guests and you for tuning in and checking it all out. If you missed any part of today's show, well, you can tune into the recablecast of Open at 5 and 10 p.m. or you can watch anytime on the web, BronxNet.org, or you can catch an all-new episode Wednesday at 10 a.m. with our host, Darren Jaime. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day. And always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. Choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. Remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. So say you can. Be the pilot of your plane. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I'll see you on the radio, 107.5 WVLS. Love you all. Peace.